Hey everybody,
Hey.
just got out. It's 5:23 down here in the west part of Virginia. I'm done. I really am. I'm done.
This guy has had 6 presentations today.
They would have had me do 2 more, but I said, look, we gotta call it a day
We've hit a wall.
because we're going back in tomorrow and we didn't plan to.
Yeah.
So we got to go get some rest because it takes a lot of energy, believe it or not, to do this ministry work. And but again, it's just a powerful time to share your story with somebody, and just watch the wheels clicking in their mind as you talk about your life and you speak truth. And the one thing I say to them is, I say transformation required me to replace the lies that I believed at that time with the truth I didn't yet know. I said, do you understand what I'm saying? And they kind of look at me like they don't understand it. And I said, well, let me ask you this question. How many of you believe that you came to prison because you believe truth? And not a hand goes up. And I said, well, how many of you think you became drug addicts because you believe truth? And nobody. And it's interesting to me. And I say, so, in other words, you came to prison because you believe something other than the truth. And that's what I mean when I say I had to replace the lies I believed, the lies that I believed that brought me to prison. I had to replace them with a truth that I didn't yet know, and that was the Bible. That was the gospel message of Jesus Christ. And I said, I can't read that word and say this isn't truth. That if I live my life this way, that I'm not going to have the problems that I have, and so on and so forth. But it's just powerful, just watching the wheels turn, seeing the emotion, people crying. It's powerful because whatever you think about inmates and prisoners and drug addicts, that's not who they want to be. It's just a result of believing lies. And if they're going to change their life, they're going to have to go through a process of change. That's going to require them to receive new information, believe new thoughts, and I don't know. I show that picture. I wish I had it. I could show it here, the one of the victim and the offender.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I just talked to him about coping skills and how those skills work as survival as children. But when you become adults, those same survival skills destroy your life. It's just a really powerful time. So we did like 6 chapel kind of services, and then we spent time twice or once today with them then?
Once in the morning. We spent a good hour and a half with this
pilot program.
Yeah, it's a pilot program called TOPS, and it's a faith-based, it's a Christ-centered, biblically
approach
based
to reform.
Yeah.
And in 5 years they're going to evaluate the success or failure of the group, which it's
They're
succeeding.
actually at 4.5 years now.
Yeah.
So
and they want to implement some of what I'm talking about in terms of dealing with trauma and different kinds of things. So tomorrow I'm going in to meet with those men again, and just we're going to do a roundtable, and we're going to spend time talking with them, and
excuse me.
Yeah,
and Mike's going to share his testimony because he hasn't shared his official testimony with these guys.
Yeah, I've met with these men 3 times already, for probably at least an hour each time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it's just powerful, man. I can't explain it to you, but I'm right where God wants me. Heidi, together we're right where God wants us.
Mm-hmm.
And just her presence is powerful with me. And they wanted to separate us, and I don't know if I said this before.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But yesterday they wanted to separate us. They want to take Heidi with the women, me with the men, and I said no. I said I don't want to separate because this example is powerful for them to see us together. A healthy relationship, a husband and wife, a guy who's been in prison, who's just been broken and a life of wreckage behind him, to see me restored with a wife, and just, restored. It's just a powerful illustration, and it's an encouragement to them. So I said no, and by the end of the day, they agreed with me about being happy they didn't separate, but which I wouldn't have done anyway. But they understood what I was talking about once we went through the day.
Yeah.
So Heidi, any insights, any thoughts? Other than we are exhausted.
Yeah, we are
man.
exhausted. So pray for us.
Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a
I'm
wicked.
not
I've had
even-
a headache for hours.
I don't
But
e-
honestly, I just, as I was sitting there, I thought, why am I so tired? What, why? But I really believe that there's a, like, prison is not a playground. It's a playground, but it's the enemies.
It's
It's
the
the
devil's-
devil's playground.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, whether you believe in angels and demons or not, but I'm telling you, I believe that there is a lot of spiritual warfare going on while we were in there talking, because Satan isn't happy with what we're doing. It's not like he's like, oh yeah, sure, go on in and tell them all about Jesus, and and I think that's what we're feeling. It's just
So we're going home.
yes.
Well, home. We're going to the hotel.
Right.
We're gonna eat this tangerine.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna refresh, and we're gonna prepare for tomorrow,
Right.
because tomorrow's another day. There were more souls today that said, "Hey, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I can't do this on my own. I admit my need for God and His power in my life," and they accepted the Lord into their life today. So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
keep praying.
and that's not the success of the ministry. Like, oh, they raised their hand and accepted Jesus.
Right.
The success of the ministry is for the people who go home and never come back here
Yeah.
and live a life that honors God. That's all. That's how you determine success. It isn't by how many you speak to or how many raise their hand. It's by how many actually and we'll never probably know that.
Right.
We'll probably never know that.
Yep.
But we don't need to know that.
That's right.
We're sowing the seed, and we always say it's up to somebody else. It's up to God to water the seed. So we're doing what we're called to do, and it's a privilege. It really is. It's a privilege to impact lives the way that we are, and we know we are. So
Yeah.
we
So-
thank you for your prayers.
Yep.
We thank you, Kevin Fox. We thank you, Jim. Hold on a second.
This is the lady
You
who
did-
kind of organized all of this for us. She doesn't realize we're recording a
Okay.
video.
You got it, Joanne.
Bye,
God
honey.
bless.
Bye-bye.
This lady's a pistol, man.
She's 76 years old.
She's a trip.
She is.
What does she call it? I forget what she calls. She's got a saying, man. I said I was going to take it, but I can't even remember it. But anyway, but I started to say thank you, Kevin Fox. Thank you, Jimmy and Debbie, Bernard
Missy
and
and
Missy.
Jimmy.
You guys support. We need people like you in our life. We're not proud. Look, this takes a lot of resources to do this kind of thing, but your investment in us is also an investment in the lives. And guess what? We're going to have plenty of pictures to show you.
Yeah.
They've gone out on a limb, and they're taking pictures for us
Inside.
inside.
Yeah.
So the different groups of people. So we're going to look
Yeah.
forward to sharing that with you.
Yeah.
And that's it, man.
All right. Love you guys. Keep praying for us, and pray for the people that we spoke with today and yesterday, that those seeds are watered.
Yeah.
All right. Love you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good night.